Okay, so for some of you guys that like a little bit of the drift segment, over my shoulder in the race winning brands booth, that is Mad Mike Whittett's P1 GTR. And it's not McLaren powered. It's actually got something that's par for the course with Mad Mike. It's got a rotary. It's got a 20B. It's a 3-rotor. I think twin turbocharged. Look at how absolutely freaking wide this thing is. I don't have a banana for scale, but it's freaking wide. I love, because I mean, they're wide to begin with, and then you got additional flair to it. Like the footprint on this thing is just absolutely insane. I don't know what they have to go through just to transport it. So you've got your air jack attachments. So all you have to do is, if you guys have never seen this, you take an air hose and you pop that down into it, and it raises the car up on air jacks that are actually built into the cage, and it lifts it up off the ground. Some classes actually allow that. There's other classes, like if you're doing some drift or anything else like that, they're not allowed to have a system like that. But you know, building to rules, or like this one, no rules, just having fun. So Run 20B sticker. Lot of beautiful fab work on this. So you've got, there's just a lot to digest on this one. So look at the way that the turbo is fed. Twin filters, all into a Garrett turbo here. Just beautiful. Wastegates. He's already put a lot of heat into the tailpipes, which should be expected. There's that little 20B. Makes a absolute crap load of noise and horsepower. So, and check this out. This is a water to air intercooler stack. Completely billet. Like, yes. Plasma Man clamps all over the place. Those are going to be what you call Vangean clamps, or whatever. They're double, usually double O-ring to seal any charge piping. So pretty cool. And then my favorite, Deutsch connectors. You open a box of those in a shop, I can smell it clear across the shop, and it's like it's wiring time. So a whole lot of complexity in the suspension. A lot of that is baked in already, but billet control arms, fully adjustable coilovers. Not a whole lot of spring there, but this isn't going to be doing a whole lot of regular street type use or whatever. Full carbon wing. Really, really cool. Run rotary. Very neat. Here's the interior. You got the rotiform turbofan wheels on the front. Figure this will probably end up in a Hot Wheels packet at some point in time. But yeah, that's Mad Mac by Mad Mike. I'm going to move over to another drift car, and we'll put these together in a segment. So here we go. Okay, so number 2 drift car. This one is pretty cool, and it's very, very unique because of the fact that, as you can see, that's a C8 Corvette. Drifting a C8 Corvette, that's I mean, you could say that's unique, ballsy, brave, phenomenal is what I say, because that's also running a sequential transmission. So they got rid of the DCT. There's really not a whole lot of the original car left, other than, you know, the chassis and whatnot. But Matt Field has done a full build series on this on YouTube, and some of us back at work have just kind of been gaga over it, just because of the fact that it's been very in-depth. So you've probably seen Matt Field's, you know, Borla Corvettes before. This one is pretty nice. Of course, No, that's not broken. It's a drift car. You gotta have the angle. And a lot of angle. Look at how much steering angle they're able to get with this. I'll go to the other side because they've got the wheel off, and so you can see a lot more of it. But absolutely crazy. So they've added a lot of cooling capacity up front, even though they've gotten rid of the DCT and everything else. You've got your electric power steering reservoir there. They do have nitrous. You have your fuel safe fuel filler here, so that's really nice. It's all vertical, really easy to access, and easy for the guys to take care of it in the pits. Big old healthy splitter. Very aggressive look on this car all the way around. So yeah. So here's the front suspension on this side without the wheel. You got your massive Wilwood brakes. I'm going to kind of fisheye this a little bit because it make it a little bit easier to see some of the stuff. So fully adjustable coilovers. It's got the little helper spring on it. Gotta have it gold here for SEMA though. Very, very clean design all the way around. Looks like solid spherical bushings for the control arms, so you get rid of all that play and compliance and whatnot from your control arms. You get a lot more direct feel. This thing is wide. Also, look at that. Vents out the side. And you got your side skirt all the way down. America. Got everything here. Your aim dash, full. So aim gauge cluster here that you can see, and carbon fiber dash. That's sick. So he also had to do his own cage. Look at the door kickouts over here. So you've got a lot of room. You don't have anything encroaching close to the driver or passenger. So, which is great. You are drifting usually with somebody else next to you on track. So you want to be able to have that so there's no encroachment. Because, you know, like with drag racing bars, they go from like right here, right down past your elbow. And so if you're wheeling, you're hitting your elbow on that thing all the time. Not so optimal. So another cool detail that I really like on this, other than full carbon fiber doors, you can see there's a lot of carbon fiber on this. Carbon fiber is this. Okay, so you guys recognize this. This is the emergency release. It's usually down on the floor. At the speed shop that I worked at before, we retained this on the car, but it had windows and everything else. Since this is a drift car, no windows. So you can easily access this and not have to do anything like make sure that all the electronics work or whatnot, because as you probably expect, since this is a Global B architecture car, you're not going to be able to run really any of the modules whatsoever that were on the car, because everything's encrypted and it doesn't like to play nice with other things, and it thinks it's the only thing in the world. So you start adding other modules and it freaks out, or other things. So carbon fiber engine cover, as well as this. It's an actual working scoop. So with the rear all closed up and whatnot, air is going to go over this and right over this into the engine, which is also another neat detail. So I'm going to get to that right now, but maybe first, maybe not. Look at how wide this thing is. Okay, it might not be as wide as the Mad Mac, but it's still wide. Got a full diffuser. Got your dual Borla tips. And then look at that freaking engine. Okay. So this filter is extraordinarily popular in the drift area. Like, you'll see this in the drift segment a lot. I've actually started to see this in time attack cars. for naturally aspirated cars. So you'll start seeing this more and more and more. But you got a whole lot of filter area, not a whole lot of pressure loss, you know, going from this side to the inside of the filter, which is cool. It would be interesting to see how this works with that top sealed off versus not on the dyno. But either which way, as I said, the air feeds through that scoop. You see the light on the other side, down into this, and it's got dual throttle bodies right there into this billet intake plenum, into that engine. That is a Concept Performance LSR, and that has, if you look at it, the valve covers on that are super wide. It doesn't look like an LS, but it is. It's not, I mean, it looks almost like a big block, and there's a reason behind that. This is actually a CID canted valve head. I can't remember the actual term or name that they gave to it, but it's a canted valve setup, and so this thing can absolutely spin some stupid RPM. It's wild. So yeah, there's video of this thing already on the engine dyno, and it's screaming, and it's mean, and it makes really cool noises. And this should make some even better noise going through this custom 8-to-1 header system. Like, freaking A, man. Look at this. It's a stovepipe. There's one of the guys from Chevrolet Performance that said, it's like they used a sewer pipe. It's so big. So 8-to-1 dual out, and then a Weddle 5-speed sequential transmission. It's very, very clean all the way. And so yeah, like I had said, you know, GM complains, whatever, whenever somebody says, hey, why don't you do a manual transmission Corvette? And they say that, oh, well, we didn't want to cut a hole in the tunnel or make room for it. Well, they did it. We can do it. Got the little purge valve up top. Very clean, very cool. I'm ready to see it make some runs on the drift circuit. So we need more smoke.